Downtown is an animated series created by Chris Pernowski that aired on MTV in November of 1999. The show follows a 24-year-old guy named Alex as he goes through his sometimes boring, but sometimes wild and adventurous life. He works at a copy shop and has his own apartment in New York. But this show isn't just about Alex. It's about everyone and everything around him. Fruity, a cool guy who can pull girls with ease. Goat, who is an older guy who hangs with the crew. Goat is usually to blame for the funny scenes in the show. One character who really makes you think while watching this show is Alex's best friend, Jen. See, during the show, Alex has a crush on a goth girl named Serena, but as the episodes go on, you start to wonder if Alex and Jen might be more than friends, and we almost get an answer at one point, but I'm never one to spoil a show, even if it's 25 years old. The look of this show is very unique. The colors and animation are unlike any show I've ever watched before. Oftentimes, when someone is telling a story or imagining something, they show it on screen in a bizarre way so you can understand exactly what they're talking about. Something else that is very interesting about MTV's Downtown is the way it was created. Chris Pronowski and some colleagues went to Ludlow Street in New York City and approached random teenagers with cameras and microphones, asking them about their day and experiences in that part of town. These people who answered questions were offered to do voice acting on the show and would go on to voice characters like Chaka and Mecha. Pronowski spoke about this in an interview with Vulture, saying, quote, "Being out at night is when you find the good people, the people that are willing to talk to you about whatever thing they are doing, whether it's drunk people or kids just hanging," end quote. Approaching an animated series from this real-life perspective is really cool and definitely contributed to this show's relatability factor. During Downtown, we see everything from house parties to WWE's Undertaker making an appearance. Downtown is a great show and was received very well by audiences everywhere. It was even nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Animated Program in 2000, and that was for the episode titled Before and After. However, this wasn't enough to convince MTV for a second season, and the show was canceled after producing 13 episodes. Chris Pronowski set out to make this series a late 90s time capsule, and I can confidently say he did just that. If you've ever seen my home media collection, then you may have gotten a glimpse of this. My rare promotional DVD of MTV's Downtown. I was lucky enough to find this online a couple of years ago, and it's one of my favorite pieces in my collection. If you don't have this DVD, no worries. Every episode of this show is currently on YouTube. Unlike Freaks and Geeks, Downtown is a more forgotten about show, most likely because it has never been on a streaming service to the best of my knowledge, and the DVD is really hard to find. Have a great day, everyone, and until next time, Stay Up Late Productions.